When shadows dance and the night grows cold, the tales that unfold are not for the faint of heart. Brace yourself for an eerie journey with chilling tales by Thangs. The Last Light. In the aftermath of the cosmic anomaly, Earth had become a realm of shadows, its once vibrant life cloaked in an impenetrable darkness. The sun, the very heart of the world, was lost, leaving humanity adrift in a night without end. In this new epoch of darkness, Mia, Noah, and Amar emerged as unlikely beacons of hope, driven by the fading memories of a world bathed in sunlight. Their journey was a pilgrimage through a landscape transformed by the absence of light. The darkness was not merely an absence of illumination, but a presence, a living entity that whispered promises of despair and fed on the remnants of hope. The survivors soon discovered the perverse nature of light in this new world. Every artificial glimmer became a beacon for nightmarish creatures that thrived in the gloom, their forms twisted reflections of the fears they feasted upon. Guided by the vestiges of a time when the sun was a symbol of life, the trio ventured into the depths of the earth, into a cave that was more than a mere geological formation. It was a place of forgotten lore, a sanctum where ancient civilizations had once meddled with the very fabric of reality. The walls, adorned with hieroglyphs and enigmatic symbols, told a tale of a ritual gone awry, an attempt to harness the power of the cosmos that had instead unleashed an eternal night. Navigating the serpentine tunnels, Mia, Noah, and Amar resisted the seductive lure of their flashlights, knowing that each beam of light was a double-edged sword that could lead to salvation or doom. Their resolve was tested at every turn, their journey a descent not only into the physical darkness but into the depths of their own fears and doubts. In the heart of the cave, they uncovered the remnants of the ancient ritual, a complex tapestry of arcane rites and celestial alignments. With each step taken to unravel and reverse the ritual, they felt the oppressive weight of the darkness bear down upon them, as if the night itself sought to thwart their efforts. As the ritual reached its climax, a blinding flash tore through the cave, a radiant explosion that heralded the return of the sun. The survivors emerged from the depths to a world irrevocably altered. The sun, once a symbol of life and warmth, now scorched the earth with an intensity that was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. The dichotomy of day and night had been inverted, the sun transformed from a giver of life into a harbinger of destruction. The Last Light, as the event came to be known, marked the beginning of a new era, where the survivors navigated a world where the rules of nature had been rewritten. Daylight, once welcomed, was now feared, and the darkness, once a symbol of the unknown, became a haven. Mia, Noah, and Amar, along with the rest of humanity, adapted to this new reality, finding solace in the night and enduring the harsh light of day. Their journey became a legend, a tale of human resilience and the indomitable will to reclaim a world lost to the shadows. In the perpetual cycle of light and darkness, life found a way to endure, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity in the face of the unfathomable. The Last Light stood as a reminder of the fragile balance between humanity and the cosmos, and the enduring quest for light in the heart of darkness. Shadows in the screen. The phenomenon of the cursed DVDs had gripped the town in a wave of terror and mystery. Each unmarked disc was a harbinger of personal horrors made manifest, a window into a realm where nightmares breached the boundaries of reality. The arrival of these DVDs, left mysteriously on doorsteps with nothing but a date inscribed in a shaky hand, marked the countdown to a terror beyond comprehension. Isabel, with her innate curiosity and determination to uncover the truth, found herself at the heart of this enigma. Her investigation led her to David, a once ambitious filmmaker whose dreams of horror cinema fame had spiraled into a nightmarish reality. David, now a shell of his former self, was trapped in a cycle of creation and torment, his talent for storytelling twisted into a tool for conjuring dread. The revelation of the old journal, a tome of forgotten and forbidden knowledge, was the key that unlocked the mystery of the DVDs. David's use of the arcane techniques within its pages had blurred the lines between fiction and reality, turning the camera into a conduit for unspeakable horrors. The nightmares he captured on film gained a life of their own, becoming sentient entities that fed on fear and suffering. David's confession that the dates on the DVDs were not random but a grim countdown to the viewer's demise added a chilling urgency to their quest. Isabel, guided by a sense of responsibility, and a desire to end the cycle of fear, joined David in his desperate attempt to destroy the original footage. Their hope was that by eradicating the source of the nightmares, they could stem the tide of darkness that had been unleashed. The destruction of the footage was a Pyrrhic victory. As the last of the celluloid burned, the shadows that had leaped from the screen into the world of the living lost their anchor to their point of origin. However, the entities, now unbound, lingered in the shadows of the real world, their existence no longer tied to the physical recordings. They had become part of the fabric of fear that draped over the town. Isabel's realization that the battle was far from over was a sobering conclusion to their ordeal. The entities, born from the darkest corners of the human psyche, could not be eradicated as long as fear existed. They were eternal, as enduring as the primal fears that gave them life. In the aftermath, Isabel's understanding of the nature of fear and its power to transcend the barriers of reality was fundamentally altered. The experience had left her with a profound awareness of the thin veil that separates perception from the abyss of terror. Shadows in the screen became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the perils of delving too deeply into the realms of the unknown and the power of fear to shape reality. The town, forever marked by the events that had unfolded, lived in the shadow of a truth too terrifying to comprehend, that fear, once given form, could never be completely banished, but only pushed into the darkness, waiting for the next flicker of terror to call it forth once again. The reaping fields. In the heart of the verdant valley where Golden Creek lay cradled, a story as old as time itself was about to unfold anew. The town, a jewel of agricultural prosperity, owed its fortune to an ancient covenant with the land, a pact whispered in hushed tones and guarded fiercely by each generation. But the arrival of archaeologists with their shovels and curiosity had unwittingly awakened something that lay dormant beneath the fertile soil, a hunger that had been silenced but never sated. The disruption of the land's slumber coincided with the town's preparations for the annual harvest festival, a celebration of abundance and gratitude. But as the moon cast its silver gaze upon the fields, a malevolent transformation took root. The crops, once a source of pride and sustenance, withered and decayed before the townspeople's eyes, leaving behind a blight that reeked of despair. From the desolation of the fields, figures began to emerge, shambling, grotesque parodies of the townspeople, their hands gripping rusted implements of harvest. The ancient texts, long forgotten and dismissed as mere folklore, spoke of a terrible truth. The land's fertility was not a blessing but a bargain, one that demanded a blood tribute to quell its insatiable hunger. The revelation of the land's true nature tore through Golden Creek like a tempest. A schism erupted among the townspeople, torn between the horror of fulfilling the blood pact made by their ancestors and the prospect of combating the monstrosities that their home had birthed. Both choices were paths paved with sorrow and loss, each step leading further into the abyss. As the entity's influence spread, corrupting both the young and old, transforming them into husks devoid of will, the decision was made. In a moment of grim resolve, the townspeople chose to honor the ancient bargain, a decision made not out of malice but of desperation. The sacrifice was both an act of preservation and a surrender to the cyclical nature of their existence. Under the haunting glow of the moon, Golden Creek bore witness to a ritual as old as the land itself. The air was filled with a palpable grief, the sorrow of a community forced to feed the hunger of a force beyond their understanding. The reaping fields drank deeply of the offering, the land's thirst momentarily quenched by the solemn tribute. In the aftermath, as the first light of dawn touched the valley, Golden Creek was forever changed. The once bountiful fields lay fallow, a testament to the price paid for tampering with forces veiled in shadow. The townspeople, those who remained, carried the weight of their choice, a burden that would be passed down through the generations. The reaping fields became a legend, a cautionary tale of the delicate balance between man and nature, and the consequences of forgetting the old ways. Golden Creek, now a town haunted by its past and wary of its future, stood as a reminder of the sacrifices made in the name of survival, and the eternal vigilance required to keep the darkness at bay. Only time would tell if the town could endure the cycle of sacrifice and renewal, a cycle as unyielding as the land itself. Echoes through time. Emmett's discovery of the antique chronoscope, nestled among forgotten relics at the estate sale, marked the beginning of an odyssey that transcended the bounds of time. The device, an intricate masterpiece of brass and gears, whispered of secrets hidden within the fabric of history. As Emmett peered through its lens, the whir of its mechanism became a gateway to epochs long past, unveiling the tapestry of human history in all its splendor and brutality. But the chronoscope was not a passive window into the past. With each turn of its dials, with every journey through the annals of time, Emmett paid a steep price. His memories, the very essence of his being, began to slip away like grains of sand through his fingers. The faces of loved ones, the warmth of cherished moments, all were consumed by the chronoscope's insatiable hunger for the present. Emmett's fascination with the vistas of history morphed into an obsession, a compulsive need to witness the unfolding of ages. Yet, as his addiction deepened, the chronoscope devoured his identity, erasing the ties that anchored him to his own time. In a frantic effort to preserve himself, Emmett journaled his life, his experiences, his very essence, desperate to cling to the fragments of who he once was. As the last threads connecting him to the present unraveled, Emmett found himself adrift in the currents of time, a spectral observer wandering through centuries, powerless to alter the course of events or connect with the world around him. His journal, filled with the remnants of his fading self, became his lifeline, the last vestige of his existence in the temporal plane. Confronted with the terrifying prospect of dissolving entirely into the annals of time, Emmett faced a harrowing choice. He could continue his endless sojourn through the echoes of the past, surrendering the last of himself to become a phantom lost in history, or he could attempt to return to the present. The latter path meant embracing a life hollowed out by the gaps in his memory, a tapestry of existence marred by absence, but still holding the promise of a future. In a moment of clarity, Emmett chose to anchor himself to the present, to the remnants of a life he barely remembered but yearned to reclaim. Turning away from the allure of the past, he focused on the fragments preserved in his journal, the tattered narrative of a life he was determined to piece back together. The chronoscope, once a portal to wonders untold, became a symbol of the cost of tampering with the fabric of time. Emmett's journey through the ages had ended, but his journey to rediscover himself, to rebuild his identity from the echoes of what was lost, was just beginning. Echoes Through Time became a tale whispered in hushed tones among those who chased the mysteries of the past, a cautionary story of the perils of losing oneself in the pursuit of history's secrets. For Emmett, the future was now a canvas, blank but brimming with possibility, a chance to forge a new path defined not by what was taken, but by what remained.